Let's now get you a story from New Zealand. It is a horror story, a nightmare that turned real for a woman there. Imagine this. You suffer severe pain for months, and the reason for your suffering is a surgical instrument that got left behind after an operation. It's a story of absolute horror, and this is exactly what a woman in New Zealand had to go through. For 18 long months, she had to go through chronic pain. And by the way, the instrument that made her suffer for that long was the size of a dinner plate. Can you believe that? Let's first get you the details. The woman I'm talking about underwent a cesarean section. The baby was delivered at the Auckland City Hospital. This was in the year 2020. The surgical instrument that was left behind was the size of a dinner plate. Can you believe that? This is what was left behind. It's called AWR, or Alexis Wound Retractor. This is what it looks like. It's basically a device that is used to draw back the edges of a wound during surgery. And this was left behind in her abdomen following her C-section. And because of this, the woman suffered chronic abdominal pain. The device was discovered incidentally on an abdominal CT scan. The device, like I just mentioned, is about the size of a dinner plate. She had to endure severe pain. She ended up visiting the doctor several times because of it. And at one point, she had to visit the emergency department because of just how severe the pain really got. The device was eventually removed from the woman's abdomen in the year 2021. New Zealand's Health and Disability Commissioner has now found that there was a breach of the Code of Patient Rights. The report said that there is substantial precedent to infer that when a foreign object is left inside a patient during an operation, the care fell below the appropriate standard, adding that it is a never event. Of course, it has to be a never event. Now, it was concluded that the retention of a surgical instrument in a person's body falls way below the expected standard of care. But here's the thing. There was a mandate for the staff to adhere to the count policy. What does that mean? Basically, to ensure that the staff involved in surgeries account for all the items that have been used during each procedure. But you know what? Not all surgeons had gone through the policy at the time of the woman's operation. The device that was left behind, in this case, was also not included in surgical counts at the time. And the team at the Auckland City Hospital that had attended to the woman had replaced the first Alexis wound retractor that they used with a larger one, and it was the second retractor that was left behind in the woman's abdomen and caused her severe pain. Dr. Mike Shefford, T-Watu Aura Group Director of Operations for T-Toka to My Auckland, has apologized for the error and acknowledged the impact, saying that they reviewed the patient's care and this resulted in improvements to the systems and processes which will reduce the chance of similar incidents happening again. Acknowledging the recommendations made in the Commissioner's report, which they have either implemented or are working towards implementing. Just imagine the horror that the woman had to go through. But the big question is what happened enough? After all, it is a nightmare that no other patient should ever have to live through. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.